Alright, everybody, hello and welcome to the stream. It's the weekend, if you're not aware, which is a good thing. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. Today is Saturday, the 11th of January, 2020. And I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to my stream. My first of two streams of the day. So what are we doing today? What's going on? I will tell you what's going on, folks. Today, it is a fun day of chill stuff, fun interactions, and fun streaming. First, we're starting off with Pokemon Sword, and we are trying to catch the Pokemon that I have not yet caught. This could be a daunting task, because if you're not aware, I still have over 100 Pokemon to catch in the game, despite the fact that I've beaten all of the story elements and everything in the game. What I'm going to need is definitely your help. If you're someone who has played Pokemon Sword and or knows about the Pokemon that are harder to get that I don't have yet, I'm going to need some help to figure out how exactly to get them. Because at this point, I did a world tour, which means I kind of walked through the entire map looking for the rare Pokemon. And I got as many as I could, which I did. Last stream, I actually got about 15 different Pokemon going to the rare areas, including at the Delmise that I was looking for the original run, and I got it, which was really nice. So, today we're going to be going through the wild again, and just basically going through the wild with different weather conditions and seeing exactly what I can catch. If needed, I can always look at the raids as well and see if there's a raid for a Pokemon I don't have yet, but I doubt that's going to happen. I'm assuming most of the Pokemon that are in raids I've probably already caught. So I don't really know what else to do besides kind of wander around, wander around the wild and see what we find today. Now, I am well aware that there's some things you just can't do without playing the game at night. And that's why we've got tomorrow's stream, which we're going to talk about in a moment, where I'm playing on the late stream in order to have a nighttime, version of the wild, etc., and to evolve certain Pokemon at night as well. Okay? So that's going to be tomorrow night's stream. But as for today, I'm thinking we just basically have to wander around the wild and see what we can find, right? I'm not sure what else to do. So if you have recommendations of, go to this area of the wild and walk in the grass to look for a random spawn or something, I'll do it. That's kind of what we're doing. Or we're just going to chill today, I think really that's what it's going to end up being because, so I guess we're going to see. All right. My nose is running, by the way. Hold on a second. Let me just grab a quick tissue. This is annoying. Oh. Annoying. Okay. Close this. Alright, sorry about that. My nose started running out of nowhere. I was like, well, I better take care of that. Okay, so that's what we're doing today, alright? If you guys have recommendations, if you guys have ways to help me out, do this, do that, to make it easier, I'm all ears, alright? Whatever you guys suggest, especially for those of you who know more about Pokemon than I do, to try to catch as many as possible on today's stream, that's what today's all about, okay? Later tonight, I'm playing Mist. I don't know how much I have left in Mist. From what I was to understand, I was in the last age or era or whatever the hell it was. And so I think I got to finish up that and then go back to the main world of Mist and try to solve the puzzles or whatever I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm kind of confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing, quite honestly, at this point in Mist. I'm a little stuck. So hopefully later tonight, you guys will join me for some Mist on stream. Wow. Excuse me, that was disgusting. Musical burps. Hopefully you'll join me for some Mist on stream, and we'll see how that goes, and maybe we'll even wrap it up tonight, I'm thinking, because I don't know how much is left in the game. Okay? Tomorrow, we return to Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI has gone very well. I'm really enjoying playing the game again. I hope you guys have been enjoying watching the Final Fantasy VI playthrough. We are in the second half of the game, which is open world exploration and side questing and trying to find all of your party members from the first half of the game and basically reunite them all together. Okay? So, that's going to be tomorrow's main gameplay stream. 4 more hours of Final Fantasy VI. I would estimate, based off of what I know of the game and what I know is left, there's probably 2 streams left for the game. Because there's a lot of side content to still do, optional stuff that's pretty tough, and we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to be heading into the end game, which is basically 2 big dungeons. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking probably 2 more major streams, so probably 1 tomorrow and then 1 later in the week, and then Final Fantasy VI is over. Okay? Pretty good. So, that's going to be tomorrow's main stream, and then tomorrow night, okay? Tomorrow night, it's going to be the late night stream of Pokemon Sword, alright? And that means for 2 hours tomorrow night, we're going to be doing everything we can late night. Late night evolutions, trades, catching Pokemon that can only be found at night, etc. Okay? I've never done that before in my whole playthrough, and I understand that supposedly that's supposed to open up more content because more Pokemon will show up at nighttime. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow night, okay? Now also, apparently, Pokemon Sword had an update because they did that Pokemon Nintendo event online the other day, and apparently there's a Galarian Slowpoke that has been added to the game. Alright, and so I gotta catch that Pokemon. That's an extra one, though. So that's a new one on top of the other ones that I already had to catch. They added this new Galarian Slowpoke and an attempt to kind of bridge this into the DLC content that'll be coming out later in the year, in June and then in the fall. So, we'll see if I can catch the Galarian Slowpoke today as I play Pokemon as well. Alright, now, a big change to the schedule this week, guys. It's not really that big, but it is going to change the dates that I'm doing stuff. So, last night, I started looking at the weather for the week, and it said, snow is coming here to Washington State. I was like, oh boy. Now, usually we don't get a lot of snow here in Washington, where I live. Typically, if we get it, we only get it 1 or 2 times during the entire winter. It's usually not cold enough for snow. In fact, you know, it's only been in, say, 40 degrees Fahrenheit for the last several weeks. Maybe some days it was even 50. I think that our day off, Kat and I had this last week, it was like in the 50s. So, obviously, we're not going to have any snow, right? Well, the temperatures are supposed to dip this coming week. And I looked at the schedule, and I was like, okay, so my day off was scheduled for Tuesday, but according to the weather, we're supposed to start getting snow late on Monday into Tuesday, and it's supposed to continue through Tuesday. Now, you know how the weather works. No one knows shit. Everyone says, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, and then they change. The whole story changes, right? So I'm looking at this weather. One site is saying, maybe there'll be like an inch of snow on Monday, and maybe there'll be like another inch of snow on Tuesday. That's nothing, right? That's no big deal. If there's an inch of snow, you could easily probably drive around through it. It's not a big deal. Other sites saying, oh, well, we don't know yet. It could be up to like 5 inches of snow, in which case, if there's 5 inches of snow, you don't want to be out driving in it. That's terrible. That's a bad idea, okay? So I'm looking at the weather reports, and I'm like, well, you know, what do you do? Obviously, if this is the case, and we are going to get snow both Monday and Tuesday, I don't want to have Tuesday be the day off, because what's going to end up happening is then all the roads are going to be slushy and nasty from Monday, and then it's going to come down with even more snow, and then I'm going to be out trying to drive around and do stuff, and good luck doing that in a bunch of sludge and snow, okay? So, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is change my schedule. I'm flipping the days off, okay? Now, normally Tuesday would have been the day off. I think Monday is going to be my day off this week. That means that Monday's streams are being pushed an extra day, all right? So what were Monday streams going to be? Well, it was going to be my next session of Knights of the Old Republic, and it was going to be my weekly Minecraft chill session, okay? Knights of the Old Republic's been going really well. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback regarding the playthrough. People telling me they're absolutely loving it because it's the first time I'm ever playing the game. I don't know any of the plot line or nothing, and people are really digging it, especially because I'm doing a dark side run, which I almost never do an evil run in a game, and people are loving the reactions and everything to the silliness going on. So they're saying, yes, keep it going, all right? So that's going to be coming up on Tuesday now instead of Monday. And then also, Tuesday night will be Minecraft, which is going to be a chill stream. If you remember, we are currently exploring this new open area of the map. And I feel another burp coming. God damn it. I do. I feel it's annoying me. Uh-oh. No, see, now it's going away. Son of a bitch. People always ask me, why do you burp into the mic? Because I don't even know it's coming half the time. It feels like it's coming, then it's gone, then all of a sudden it erupts in the middle of a sentence. All right, anyway. So, yes, that's going to be a chill stream where I continue to explore the big open world area that I was exploring last time and map it out on my map. And then also, we're going to begin work on a shrine to Mr. Papavera because it was the top contributor last week who said, I'd really like to see something built in Mr. Papavera's honor, considering that he's the person who has put together the diagrams and helped you out so much with all of the things you've built and all the things you've done in Minecraft over the last year you've been playing the game on a weekly basis. So, Mr. Papavera is working on that. I don't know if he'll have it ready for our Minecraft stream coming up this week, but I at least advised him if he could at least tell me exactly what I'll need for the build, like what components will I need? See what I mean? And once I know what I need, I could go farm that, maybe start working on that this Minecraft stream, and then next stream I could build, okay? So, that's going to be Minecraft, and that's now going to be Tuesday night, okay? Because now my stream times have shifted around. So, Wednesday now, we're going to kind of go full circle here, okay? However, on Wednesday, it's not what you think, because if you're going full circle, you'll be like, oh, it's going to be Pokemon again. No. On Wednesday, I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy VI and attempting to beat it if I can on that main gameplay stream, okay? Why? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm near the very end of the game, and I want to beat the game before we move on to other new games. If you guys aren't aware, later this week, we've got an RPG I'll be playing. And when I play one RPG, obviously I don't want to be playing another RPG similar to it at the same time, because then it's too much of the same thing on my streams. I don't want people to feel like I'm only playing one kind of game. People like me for variety, right? So, I figure it makes sense to try to finish up Final Fantasy VI this week before we get to the new release of this week, okay? So, Final Fantasy VI will be the main gameplay stream on Wednesday with the intention that hopefully I can beat it and finish off the playthrough before we move on to new stuff, all right? On Wednesday night, I'm doing something different. On Wednesday night, I'm going to be checking out the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon demo, which is going to be available on the Nintendo Switch. Apparently, this demo is around 45 minutes to an hour long, which means if I finish that stream early, that's perfectly fine. We could just hang out and chill and talk for a little bit. Maybe talk about what I think about the demo. Because some people are interested in seeing if I'm going to play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon later this year. And I've already said I am definitely interested in it. I don't know anything about it because I've never played it. So this demo will actually be my first genuine exposure to the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon franchise. So that'll be Wednesday night, okay, guys? On Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, it's my big podcast. Remember, I've been hinting at this podcast for quite a while and telling you it's going to be very important. There's going to be a lot of topics covered, a lot of information that will be going on in this podcast. Well, it's finally happening this coming Thursday, so that is I believe that's the 16th of January. It's going to be the main stream. What are we doing on this podcast? Well, we're doing a lot of stuff. First thing is, I'm going to be recapping 2019. The good, the bad, the ups and downs, both the personal and the professional stuff. I'm going to be telling you how the year went for me. Kind of reminiscing and looking back and recapping on everything that happened in 2019 because it was a pretty damned eventful year for me. Okay. Then I'm going to be previewing 2020, and what I'm going to be talking about is twofold. First of all, I'm going to be talking about the game release schedule for 2020. I'm going to let you know all the games that are coming out this coming year and the ones that I'm interested in playing. And so we can kind of get a game release schedule laid out so you guys know what to expect. But in addition, I've got a few things I need to talk about publicly about things that have been going on with me behind the scenes that I need to reveal to all of you about things that are going to be affecting myself and the streams and other stuff this year. Stuff that has been in the works and basically in process for months and months. Okay? And it'll finally be, for some of you, you won't care at all. And some of you will be very interested. Let's put it that way. Because there are some of you guys that just come to hang out with me on streams. And, you're here for games. You're here to hang out and chill and just listen to me play games and interact with me and have some fun in that regard. And you don't really care about the other side of stuff. But there are people who care about kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff. And So this podcast will be kind of dual purpose because it will be covering the whole game stuff, but it'll be about a lot of other stuff as well. That typically I haven't been talking about at all in the last year. Okay, finally reveal some stuff, answer some questions that people have had. That's going to be a major part of this podcast. Okay, so I hope you guys will join me for this on Thursday. And then, of course, what's going to happen is once I'm done with that, I'll probably open it up. We'll have some Q&A and just hang out for a little bit and talk for a little bit and go from there. Okay? So, that's coming up this week. Thursday night, I'm going to be doing some more of Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. This was the game that I played the other night on the Super NES on Switch, and you guys seem to like it. I'll be honest, like I remember it being easier than it is. You know what I think it is I'm older now, and unlike when I was a kid, I just turboed through the game. I didn't give a shit about the items. I didn't give anything. I just wanted to beat the game. But now when I'm playing it, I'm trying to get every item. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I'm trying to 100% the stages, and it makes it way more challenging in that regard. So that's why I think that the game feels like harder now than it was when I was a kid. So we're going to be continuing on with that Thursday night. Then on Friday, all right? On Friday, the big new release for the month, it's really the only major new release for January, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Okay, that's going to premiere this coming Friday, and we'll make it into the main gameplay schedule. I'm going to be doing it Friday, then Friday night's going to be the weekly Throwback Street Fighter stream. Saturday, I'm going to be doing more Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, with the late night stream to be determined. It all depends on what stuff I'm working on. I don't know if I'll have beaten Mist tonight or not. You see what I mean? Like, I can't really tell you what that stream is going to be until I get a better idea of where we are with all the current playthroughs or whatever. And so then what's going to happen is it's going to be a balance between Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Knights of the Old Republic, and, dabbling in there a few streams of Pokemon Sword to wrap it up and try to catch the rest of the Pokemon, depending on what people recommend that I do in the game, okay? So that's what it's going to be for the next week or 2 weeks, couple of weeks coming in through January. Now, also, guys, one of the big factors here is that we are about to start the polling for the Viewer's Choice event. I've told you guys about this, that this is your last chance to nominate games. I wasn't kidding. Tomorrow is the big day when I'm going to take all of your nominations for the Viewer's Choice event and make it into a poll, okay? You guys are going to finally start voting, and for 1 week, you guys will be voting on the Viewer's Choice event. Whatever ends up winning the polling will be a full playthrough that I'm going to be doing starting, within that coming week or so. So once the poll is done next weekend and we have our winner, that game's going to begin to become a main game playthrough, mixed in with all my other stuff. So we're not only going to have Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Knights of the Old Republic, and some Pokemon here and there, we're also going to have a major new playthrough starting up, but I don't know what the hell it's going to be. All right, it's going to be in your hands, guys. Excuse me for that disgusting belch. It's going to be in your hands. See what I mean about these burps? Like, I had no idea that one was coming, and then in the middle of me talking, it comes out. I'm like, gee, thanks. So, there you go. I hope this all sounds good to all of you. And, good variety of streams coming up. You may have noticed no PUBG this week, and honestly, I don't care. Yeah, you may have noticed I didn't say no PUBG this week. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't really care. As you know, PUBG is not a very good game. It's kind of an excuse for me to just hang out and talk with you guys anyway. And so I am not sad that we're not doing PUBG this week in any way, shape, or form. I really just don't give a shit that there's no PUBG. So you won't hear me crying about that. Okay? All right. Good stuff. All right, so I have a big update, guys. If you guys didn't notice, take a look at the subs. Holy shit. You may have noticed we had a giant jump in subscriptions, which is amazingly positive and great. The reason this happened, very matter-of-factly, is because of the Hype Train feature that's been added here to Twitch. So, it launched on Thursday. We did one Thursday night and actually maxed it out, which was crazy. Then yesterday, people attempted to hit the Hype Train multiple times during the course of the stream. We actually did hit a Hype Train early on the stream yesterday during the pre-stream. And then we had two more attempts where we were trying to do it. But we didn't hit it. Then later on the late stream, the Street Fighter stream, we did hit another Hype Train. And we got a level 1 Hype Train cheer mode. Okay? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain in just a second. but I just want to show you guys some of the cheer motes that were earned. So this is a level 5, a level 2, and a level 1 hype train cheer mote. I'm putting them into the, excuse me, not cheer mote, emote. I'm putting them into the stream chat right now. You can see them. Those are unlocked yesterday during the successful hype trains that happened during the stream. All right. So the way hype train works is a new thing on Twitch. If 5 different people all contribute via either a 100-bit cheer, subscribing to the channel themselves, or gifting a subscription within 5 minutes, what's called a hype train begins. A bar fills up on the top of the screen that basically says, here comes the hype train. You can now earn limited time emotes if more contributions come in. Okay? And it gives you a meter, a bar per se, to fill up with contributions, and then any kind of contributions will count, even including cheers smaller than 100 bits. And it gives you a time frame, which is generally, I think it's about 5 minutes. They give you like 5 more minutes to hit the next level of hype train. Okay? So if you don't hit it, well, then the hype train ends and no one gets anything. If you do hit that first goal, that first tier goal, everyone who contributed to the hype train earns a tier 1 hype train emote. Then you can try to hit level 2 and level 3 and level 4 through higher levels of contributions, okay? I'll be honest, it's exciting when it's happening. It's actually fun to be like, oh my god, this person cheered and said this person cheered, this person subbed, you know. But it is kind of a thing that builds kind of hype just for the sake of hype, because the payout of just getting an emote isn't necessarily great. But you guys have been so generous with this the last couple of days trying to get me to hit these hype trains that you helped out the channel significantly. Like, look, we were down to almost, I think we were in the 620 subs or something. We're now up to 665, which means we are way closer to hitting our monthly goal of 700 subs. We're only 35 subs away. That's not impossible. In fact, I would say that's very achievable. You get a few generous people gifting subs, or a few people subbing who maybe haven't subbed before, and boom, we're going to hit that, okay? So what is the sub goal for the month? The sub goal of the month is the return of the special retrospective event marathon. This is when you guys pick your favorite moments and favorite content that I've done in the last 11 plus years as a content creator. And we sit down on a marathon style stream and we reminisce about it. We watch it back together and I react to it. And it's funny because most of the stuff that I've ever done for the internet, I never went back and watched ever. You know, I've always been putting out the next new batch of content. I never really go back and watch the old stuff. So a lot of this stuff is years and years old, and I watch it back, and I'm like, damn, I don't remember that, or oh my god, I can't believe I did that, right? It's pretty interesting, to say the least. They've been pretty fun. Diligent Doge says, oh, this shit's old. Are you out of ideas? No, people have asked for this for months. They've actually been asking me since the summer, when will the next retrospective event be, because we like them. So that's why I brought it back for this month. If you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. Okay? So, yeah, this is the event. Hopefully we'll hit the sub goal this month, and hopefully we'll be able to do a retrospective event because you guys love these. In fact, every single time that I've had this as a sub goal, we've hit the sub goal. No exaggeration, like we've done it every single time. So, hoping that we can do it. We're actually getting closer and closer, and like I said, these hype train events have actually helped a lot in the regard of, you know, hitting the sub goal and the like, okay? So, up to you guys if you're interested in trying to hit a hype train or not today. So we're going to need 5 people to contribute, either 100 bits or sub, or gift the sub within a 5-minute time frame. In fact, Internet Famous McCroy just gifted a sub to Mark of the Beast 666666. So we would need 4 more people to contribute in the next 5 minutes in order for that to start a hype train. See, that's how it would work. Okay? Fair enough? Alright, so you guys know what's going on. You may notice that this may happen later today and be like, what the hell is that? Well, now you'll know what that is. Okay? Okay. Alright, guys, so that is it for the schedule. That's it for recapping everything going on. Let's move on now to the gratuitous plug segment, where I thank you for 11 awesome years that you've allowed me to be a fun content creator on the internet and share my daily gameplay experiences with all of you. You know, this is something that I did for 2.5 years on YouTube as a hobby. You know, I never made any money doing it. It was before you could even monetize gameplay videos. And then, after doing it for 2.5 years for free, I turned it into my job when I lost my office job. Now, for almost 3 straight years, I've been a full-time streamer. And let me tell you, I love it. I love being a full-time streamer because I'm one of the few people on this planet that can say I love what I do for my job. It's actually my hobby and my job together, which is really neat. And it's very different than it used to be when I used to just make these kind of offline videos for YouTube. Instead, now we interact together on a daily basis. We have a lot of fun conversation and interactions, and I really love this more than anything that I used to do for YouTube, okay? So, that's the deal. Thank you for that, okay? If you like the fact that I am here at least 6 days a week, next week it'll be 7 days, but if you like the fact that I'm here at least 6 days a week, full-time streaming, if you like the fact that I upload my videos every single day, my archive streams over on DSPGaming on YouTube, so that if you cannot attend the stream, you at least can get caught up, at your own pace, despite the fact that YouTube constantly gives me problems, and essentially, wow, I actually just got a text from my internet company saying, winter weather is expected soon, be careful. Let me see here. It says, winter weather expected in your area. Find tools to stay connected. So even my internet company is like, be careful because there's snow coming up this week. Huh. Interesting. All right, so anyway, if you like the fact that I still deal with YouTube, despite the fact that I really don't get anything out of it, the ad revenue on YouTube is completely plummeted. It's not like it used to be where I could make a living on YouTube. I mean, complete opposite of that. In reality, I make almost nothing on anything that I do for YouTube. It really is mostly fan service for you guys, okay? So, if you appreciate all of that and you want to see it continue, you'll love my content, you'll love my streams, you'll love everything, you want to see it all keep going, there are many ways that you can contribute in order to help support the efforts, all right? The first is you can check out my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. Your monthly pledges there earn you personal perks. All the details are listed there. Thanks to anyone who pledges and anyone considering, give it a look. You also can check out my Teespring shop at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. That's where I sell merchandise. You get a cool collectible. I get a little bit of support if you buy anything from there. Or you could contribute during the stream via cheering, subbing, and tipping. And we're going to talk about all that in a moment. All right? Those are the main ways you could contribute. But I want you to know this up front. All right? I don't do this for money. I did this, like I said, for 2.5 years on YouTube before I ever made any money doing it. I would continue to stream in some capacity. Of course, it would be a more limited capacity than what I do today. But I would continue to stream even if I couldn't make money doing it. I love doing this. It is my passion. It is not only my hobby, but it's, it is my job. But it's also what I've done for most of my life. And the fact that I can do this every day with you guys is amazing. So understand that and understand that's what it's all about. It's not about making a paycheck. And so, please understand that if you come by and you cannot contribute, don't feel bad. It's not mandatory that you come by and you contribute anything other than just watching the stream and interacting. Okay, really? Seriously? I mean that. I don't do this for the money. There are many other things I could do for money that are a lot more consistent and are a lot less stressful than these people who harass me online every day. Trust me. I do this because I love it, and I do this because you guys tell me there's meaning behind it, and that makes me feel like this is something worthwhile that I need to keep doing. All right? So thank you to anyone who does contribute, and it goes above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer. I do appreciate that, but understand that it's not mandatory that you contribute in any way. Okay? All right. Now, speaking of ways that you can contribute during a live stream, I just mentioned you can cheer with bits, you can subscribe to the channel, or you could tip me, right? Any of those things, I will give you a live shout out during the stream if you do them, so that way you can get some cool recognition for your contributions. All right? I also have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen that tracks things like the top tipper and top cheerer of a stream. So that'll be updated periodically during the course of today's stream. In addition, today's a Pokemon stream. During a Pokemon stream, the top contributor has the ability to name a Pokemon in my playthrough. Now, sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. Last couple of streams, the top contributor never really contacted me to name any Pokemon, and that's perfectly okay. You don't have to. But I'm just saying the option's there. If maybe you want to name a Pokemon in the playthrough that'll stick. By the way, it was just announced that there's DLCs coming out for Pokemon Sword later this year. And yes, I am interested in playing them. Because some people were like, oh, well, you're near the end of the playthrough. What's the point of naming a Pokemon? Well, guess what? The playthrough ain't over, because even when we get all the Pokemon in Pokemon Sword now, there's going to be more Pokemon gameplay coming up later this year, and all these Pokemon will make a return, okay? So, good incentive if you'd like to get some even extra recognition for contributions, if you're the top contributor today, you'll get to name a Pokemon in the game. Okay? Now, there's also another leaderboard that's integrated into Twitch. This is not one that I control. This is one that's tracked by Twitch itself, and it tracks top cheers of the week, as well as subs that were gifted this week, subscriptions. This obviously is huge now because people contributed so much with the hype trains this week that, people are going to get a lot of recognition for those contributions, all right? So we're also going to go through that later on during this pre-stream, and people will get recognition for those contributions. So thanks anyone who contributes in any way, shape, or form. Now, I just mentioned a lot of ways to contribute. The best way for you to contribute, if you want to help me out the most, everybody, is by tipping me, okay? Tipping me gives me funds that I can use immediately, meaning I can go buy groceries, I can pay bills, I can pay taxes, I can pay for health insurance, I can buy games. These are all the immediate things that I spend money on, okay? In particular, I'm going to be very honest with everyone. I just had to change my schedule around because of the snow coming. And because I had to do that, that means that's one less streaming day before my day off. And that means one less day to earn money before my day off. So I would appreciate it if you are going to contribute today and you have the ability to, please tip me, because those are funds I need for Monday. I'm being very honest. I got to go around and go grocery shopping and stuff, and I need the help. So please consider tipping me if you're going to contribute today. It helps more than anything. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate all of the contributions. I absolutely do. But tipping will help me more today than anything else. Fair enough? All right. So how do you tip me? If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat, and that will actually open up my PayPal tips page via a link. All right. If you're going to tip me, please know that you don't need a PayPal account to do so. You can actually just use a debit or credit card, much like anything else you would pay for over the internet. However, just so you know, it may not show up right away, especially if you're on a phone or a mobile device. You need to load the full desktop version of the site in order to actually fully see all the options of how you can contribute via that. And then it'll show things such as, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, etc. Okay? What's hilarious is that someone just complaining in the stream chat about me doing a long pre-stream, even though I do a pre-stream every single day of the same length. I take a look at its account that was created 2 hours ago. So it's a whiny bitch who got banned from the chat previously and comes in to pretend like they're upset, when in reality it's just a whiny bitch who violates the rules and wants to try to derail everything. So go fuck yourself and enjoy your ban. All right, continuing on. I am looking out for you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys are safe. So if you are considering contributing today, I strongly recommend the following. Please do not use your real name. Please do not use a name that is the name of a social media account that you use frequently. For example, Facebook or Twitter. All right? I strongly recommend, if you are going to contribute to myself or any other streamer, that you either use a new kind of an alias that you make up, or you just do it anonymously. In particular, if you tip me today, you can just say anonymous, or you can make up a name completely out of thin air. Now, the reason that I say this is because sadly there are people on the internet who are predatory, who are looking for innocent people to attack and hurt just for the sake of doing it. They don't get any personal gain out of it. They don't really do anything or have any effect on anything. All they want to do is annoy you. All right? And the reason they do that is because it gives them a sense of entitlement, a sense of power in their real lives. These people are probably miserable and have no power, so they have to try to do what they can to feel like they're significant on this planet. And if it means just hurting someone anonymously over the internet, that's what they'll do. I know that sounds really sick to you and me, but there are people out there like that, okay? So that being said, I don't want people contributing on a stream, and next thing you know, you're getting harassed on your social media. People are contacting your family members and harassing them. It's happened, okay? So please understand that. Please do your best to protect yourself and your identity so that stuff doesn't get out on the internet. So I strongly recommend, again, don't use anything related to your real name or social media accounts. Instead, go anonymous or make up a new persona / a pseudonym maybe, to make sure that people don't know that it's you and they can't associate it with the real you. Okay? Just looking out for you guys. Alrighty then. Alright, so, thank you for listening. Very briefly, let's discuss the rules of the stream, and then we're going to move on to the shout-out segment, which is the final segment of the pre-stream. Okay? So, Ladies and gentlemen, I have some rules that I have to follow here as I stream on Twitch TV. First of all, they have their own code of conduct that I do abide by. So please understand that I cannot just say or do whatever I want on my stream. I do have to abide by the general rules of Twitch. Okay, that's just number one. Number two, I have a certain chill vibe and mentality that I try to maintain on my streams. Allow me to explain what I mean by that. I want it to be that when you come by one of my gameplay streams, you can relax and enjoy a fun, chill atmosphere and basically escape all the stresses and the drama of your real lives. I want you to come by here and feel like, man, this is a cool place where Phil's playing a game. And we can just hang out together. And we can enjoy his reactions to said game. We can interact a little bit with him, interact a little bit with others in the stream, and have a good time. I don't have to worry about all that crap that's going on behind the scenes, you know, in my real life. This is my escape, right? That's what I want. I don't want you to come by and now have this stream also be filled with stress and drama and all kinds of crap that you probably are already dealing with. So that means there's a few things that we follow as general rules on the stream that keep the stream better, all right? First of all, there's two topics that we don't talk about, and those topics are politics and religion. The reason being is in the over 11 years that I've been a content creator, I find that every time we bring up those politics during a gameplay session, it just causes problems. People get angry with each other, they argue, they can't see from another person's perspective. In general, they just get really nasty, and it's not a very good time, all right? I find those topics really don't match into the content style that I do. Yes, there are some streamers out there who constantly talk about these controversial, polarizing topics to try to cause arguments and drama. That's not me, and that's not what I'm about, all right? So please understand, those topics are off limits unless we're playing a game that has some connection to politics or religion, and it is in the context of the game. See what I mean? There are some games that have the political and religious discussions, and if that's fine, you know, if that's going on, that's perfectly okay then. But I don't want to have people, oh, wow, Phil's going to be catching all the Pokemon today. This will be neat. Let's see which ones he catches. Cool, now let's see what's going on in the stream chat. Oh, look, people are arguing about Brexit and Trump and all this shit. It's like, they're talking about Iran and everything. No, we don't need to know about that. You more than likely hear more about that. Way more in real life, and you don't need to come here and now be inundated by it on my stream as well, all right? So you come here to try to get away from that crap. So, not allowed. It's against the rules, just so you guys know. Now, in addition to that, I'm well aware that there are many people on the internet who are drama queens, who are drama hounds, who literally, on a daily basis, try to fabricate drama in regards to me and my content so that they can get attention. Whether it's illegally restreaming my content and making fun of myself and my family members in a very disgusting and immoral way, whether it's ripping my content and editing it in a way that makes me look bad because it's completely out of context, whatever it may be. You know, there's people who fucking try to bring up shit that private conversations from a year ago where there's nothing controversial at all just because they're having a boring fucking day and they have nothing else to talk about, so they try to drag my name through the mud and make money at my expense. These people are scumbags. These are people who cannot make creative or positive content because they have no talent. Without me, they would not exist in any capacity. And that's just the truth of the matter. These are called drama hounds for a reason. There's a reason why they only put this kind of crappy content on YouTube, because YouTube allows this kind of crap content and seems to protect it. While places like Twitch ban people like this because they don't want this kind of toxic stuff on it, all right? So all that being said, I'm well aware it exists. There's nothing I could do about it. I'm not rich. I can't sue each person for defamation to stop this crap from happening. Sadly, these people know that, and they know that they're protected because I'm not rich. So, the general rule of thumb, we don't talk about it, we don't mention it. If someone specifically ends up asking me a question about it and it's something that I feel that I should address or, you know, have a little bit of discussion about, maybe I will, and that's at my own choice or my own discretion. But please understand that it is against the rules for anyone to just start randomly talking about someone who's, you know, insulting me or annoying me or, you know, ripping me off or whatever it is. Because what you're doing if you do that is you're giving them attention. And that's exactly what they want. They want nothing more than for one of you guys to bring it up, right, and derail the stream with a discussion about something negative and toxic like that. That's what they want. That brings more people to their channels. That brings more people to their toxic garbage that they make. And we don't want that. Instead, we want this to just be a nice, fun stream. So please understand it's against the rules to bring up that kind of stuff. And I only really bring it up on the pre-stream so that you guys know it's a rule. And then we move on and we have a fun, positive stream together. Okay, guys? All right. There you go. All right. moving on. The third and final segment of the pre-stream is the shoutouts, where I give shoutouts for everyone's contributions. So let's actually get started, okay? Lost Renegade subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Lost Renegade, for the subscription. I appreciate that. I just can't stop burping today. Excuse me, guys. What it is... Okay, here's what it is. Usually I don't eat anything in the mornings at breakfast. I usually just have a Mio water, and that's it. Like, I usually don't have anything to eat in the morning. My first meal of the day is actually my dinner, if you can believe it. But this week, we went to Costco. And when we went to Costco, they had their muffins. And my wife loves Costco muffins. But you can only buy them at a dozen. You can't buy less than 12 muffins. That's how they sell them. So, we got a dozen friggin' muffins downstairs. And so they don't go bad, every morning I'm trying to eat a muffin. Now, I'm not used to doing this. So I'm eating them, and now I'm getting all gassy and shit from eating a muffin. Because my body's saying, what are you doing? We usually don't eat this early. So I am eating a delicious blueberry muffin, and then I burp for 2 hours straight. Okay? So my apologies. I definitely apologize that this is happening and that I'm burping disgustingly into the mic. Okay? Muffin a day keeps the doctor at bay, but also fills you with gas all day. Okay? So there you go. All right. A cheer came in from Third Eye to Third. This is hilarious. And he says, people are making comparison videos of what you said about X Game and the best worst of 2019 and what you said about it during a live stream, showing contradictions. Yes, that's because people are stupid. That's because people are incredibly dumb on the internet, and they try to stir up drama wherever they can, and they try to prove out contradictions wherever they can, and they try to act like every statement ever made about a game that I've done is an absolute black and white statement that either can never change or isn't a work in progress, okay? Allow me to tell you something that a mature, intelligent human would know versus a small child, all right? A small child gets told something and thinks that that's an absolute, all right? That's how children think. An actual adult who has a mature brain realizes that things frequently change, that there are many gray areas in life, and that, you know, not everything is an absolute. So, for example, today if I'm playing Pokemon Sword, and something frustrates me in Pokemon Sword, and I say, son of a bitch, this fucking game sucks, I can't believe that this shit just happened, this pisses me off, blah, 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 alright? That's a moment of emotion based off of something that happened in the game that apparently is pissing me off, right? I mean, for example, the thing that I really feel strongly about in Pokemon Sword that sucks is the raids don't really work. Needing a party of friends to join you for a raid is not how the raids were supposed to be designed. They actually designed them to either drop in, drop out with random people, and they were supposed to work like that, and quite frankly, they don't. And they never patched the game to fix that. It just is. Apparently, they didn't build the infrastructure in the game properly for these raids to properly work, and I guess we all just got to accept it, right? This was their first attempt at doing something like this. I'm not surprised it didn't work, but at the same time, it's disappointing when it's an advertised feature of the game that they still haven't gotten it to work 2 months after release, okay? Now, that's something I'm going to criticize. That's something I'm going to yell at, rant about, and complain about when I'm playing. That does not mean the game sucks. That does not mean, you know what I mean, that there's some ultimate hate towards the game. Sadly, idiots think that. Oh my god, I don't understand. I thought Phil said this game was good, but I tune in and Phil's ranting about the game and saying that this part's bad. I can't believe that this game is bad. It's not. You're just stupid. Because you think that one little instance represents the entirety of a playthrough. It doesn't, alright? When I'm doing commentary during a live stream, it's representative of what's happening in the moment of that stream. It's not representative of the entire game. And in fact, I would say, if you really want to know my overall opinion on a game, the best way to find out is by watching the credits. Because whenever I beat a game and the credits are rolling, that's typically when I'm going to give you my overall opinion on the game as a total picture kind of a deal. Okay? And what I mean by that is I'm going to weigh the pros and cons. I'm going to tell you what I really liked about the game. I'm going to tell you what I disliked about the game. I'm going to be honest about it. And I'm going to say whether I really overall liked it or not. And I'm going to tell you whether or not you're the kind of person who maybe would want to buy said game. In the case of Pokemon Sword, I was very matter of fact. I said I actually really like the story. I think seeing these Pokemon in a full 3D for the first time for me was really neat. I liked the wild. It was a very nice system, but I absolutely hated the raids because they don't work. Okay, like I talked about all this when the credits were rolling. This is not a new thing, but these drama hound idiots on YouTube, all right, want to make these videos to cause drama. So they'll take one instance where I'm talking about a game and say, this game sucks because of that. Oh, look, see, Phil said this game sucks, but now here's this Game of the Year award saying the game is one of the best games of the year. Yeah, that's because you're a moron. That's because all you can do in your life is try to fucking make me look bad because you have no talent. You're a fucking complete hack, and you have no ability to make creative content for yourself because you're a brain-dead, drooling idiot, and so are all your viewers, by the way. And so this is what you do. When you're a moron, you create drama where it doesn't exist. And anyone with a brain knows that one little thing said during a playthrough is not representative of the entire thoughts of the playthrough. Okay? Now, excuse me. If you want a real representation of how I feel overall about a game, watch what I say during the credits. Now, I dare you, take what I said during the credits of any playthrough in 2019, compare that with what I said in my Game of the Year awards. If there's a dramatic difference there, all right, then fair enough. That's a fair criticism. But not you nitpicking stupid shit to act like it's true. I'll give you a perfect example of this stuff. Okay? I'll give you a perfect example of this. A couple years ago, I was playing a game. It was a really horrible game by the name of Rage. No, was it Rage? Actually, I don't know. It wasn't Rage. It was... I can't even remember the name of it. It was that stupid game where you were cutting off the limbs off of the giant orcs or whatever. So it was kind of like Attack on Titan, only it was like orcs that looked like they were from World of Warcraft. It was a really stupid game. Okay, I don't even remember the name of it. And there was one stream where I was playing it, and it was so bad. The game was so fucking bad that at the end of the stream, which I was already scheduled to end at the usual time that I usually end, I slammed my controller. I said, fuck this game. I can't play it anymore today. I'm so annoyed by this, you know. And it was the end of my normal stream anyway. But I slammed on the controller. I said, fuck this. All right. Then the next day I returned to the game. And I played it more. And I beat it. I ended up beating the game. I was actually, if you look. Yes, by the way, yes, it was called Extinction Popsicle. Thank you. I was one of the few people on the internet who actually finished it. Most people hated this game so much they just quit it. They played it once. They said, fuck this piece of shit, and they never played it again. I was one of the few gamers on the internet who beat the fucking game. All right? That was the truth of the matter. What happens? Some dickhead actually makes a video on YouTube, DSP Rage Quits Extinction. Huh? Rage quit? I'm one of the few people who beat the fucking game. Everyone else rage quit it, not me. Yet the video he makes says I rage quit the game when I didn't. And all he does, he takes the one clip of me getting angry at the game and stopping playing that one day, which was the end of my stream anyway, and says, oh, see, he rage quit. Like, no, I didn't. You're a fucking asshole. You're a complete disingenuous piece of shit who makes drama content on YouTube and tries to take shit out of context to make me look bad. You took that and claiming like I quit the playthrough and ignored the fact that I actually beat the game. So, what the fuck are you talking about, right? It's the same thing with these idiots trying to take shit out of context from a moment in a playthrough and act like that was my entire feeling about the entire game by the time that I've beaten it. It's not. So, Third Eye, in summary, fuck those idiots who are pieces of human donkey shit who, make this garbage content for YouTube and try to do this, oh, I found a contradiction in what Darkside Phil said, and I'm going to make a video about it so you can get clickbait views, I can make the monies. Instead, what you should do is you should tell those people to fuck off and stop making garbage content and get a fucking life. So there you go. Internet famous McCroy, gifted a sub to Mark of the Beast 666666. As I said earlier, thank you for that, Internet famous McCroy. I had mentioned that about a half an hour ago when you did it. Fat Mr. Bo took me $1.60 and says, can we get a DSP Hype Train emote if you have an empty slot for it? Well, in particular, I do actually have an empty slot. Because I lost the DSP Surprised emote. The DSP Surprised emote was one of the first ones ever here on my streams. It was one of the very first ones I added way back when I returned to streaming here in, what was it, late 2016? And I never changed it until about a month ago for Christmas, we had an edited version of it where it was that emote inside of an ice block, okay? So I got rid of the old one. I added the new ice block one. Everyone really liked it for Christmas. But then I went to add it back. I was like, oh, shit, I don't have it. I don't know where the hell it went. So we do have an open emote spot. If people want the surprised one back, I can add it back. But what I would have to do is find the emote on the internet or see if someone else has it. But I've kind of kept the spot open only because I wanted to see if people maybe had a suggestion or something else that they would want for an emote. So, we'll see. I don't think it's been, it's been gone for a couple weeks now, and really hasn't been too much of a big issue. No one's really been massively complaining that the emote's gone. So maybe we'll see if something new comes up. If you guys think a Hype Train emote would be a good emote because of the new Hype Train feature here on Twitch, we could look into that. Of course, someone would have to make it. I have no graphical design capability at all, nor do I have any talent in that regard. So I'm not against it, though. Okay? Excuse me. Okay. Mr. Papa Vera cheered. He says Costco double chocolate chip muffins are the best ones. You can also put the back in the freezer. The back? Oh, the pack in the freezer. I don't think that makes that to make it. I've done that to make it last weeks. Bleh. Also, they're better if you zap them in the microwave for 30 seconds a bit and put a bit of butter on top. Yes, Costco currently, when we go, has 3 kinds of muffins. Almond Poppy, blueberry, and the double chocolate chip. I like the blueberry the most, but I also do like the double chocolate chip. I think the almond poppy's all right. I think my wife likes both the blueberry. Actually, my wife just likes them all. She does. So, I think this time we grabbed the almond poppy and, we grabbed the almond poppy and we grabbed the, blueberry. So we did not get the double chocolate chip this time, which is very unfortunate because I love the double chocolate chip too, but I don't think we were going to be eating 16 muffins in a week between the two of us. But you're right. If you have room in your freezer for this big pack of muffins, you could probably make it last longer. Personally, we don't even have room in the freezer for that. We stock up on stuff. And right now I know for a fact we have a lot of stuff stocked that we probably wouldn't even have room in the freezer for. So I thought we would have been able to fit muffins in there. But anyway, so good recommendation. I like the double chocolate chip as well. They're absolutely delicious. Okay. Mr. Kennedy tipped me $1. Thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy. He says, good day, DSP. I'm actually on a plane right now. I'm heading to Impact's pay-per-view that's tomorrow night. I was wondering, what's one of the best or one of the best or what do you think what is the best or one of the best pay-per-views you've seen as a wrestling fan? I remember WrestleMania 20 being incredibly good. Of course, this was a long-ass time ago. This was when you had the plot lines where you had kind of the underdogs became the top faces in the company, right? You had Eddie Guerrero as a SmackDown champion. You had Chris Benoit, who triumphed that night in an insane triple threat match and became the WWE champion. So it was kind of like the underdog, people who never thought that these guys would be the top of the company, end up coming out on top at WrestleMania. No one thought that they were going to do that. They thought it was actually going to be the opposite. Okay? They actually thought it was going to be the complete opposite of everything. And it's not. Okay? It's not. It was a twist to have Chris Benoit as the top guy and Eddie Guerrero as the top guy that year. And I remember in particular the card was really good. Like the matches were just in general really good. So there you go. I'm trying to think. What other pay-per-views were like really good? It's hard to say because I've been watching so many for so long. I like watching, you know what I really like watching? The old pay-per-views, like the classic WrestleManias and all of that. I really like those games. I think that those games are fun as hell. I think that those pay-per-views are fun as hell because you could go back and see a different era. You could go back and see like Roddy Piper going in silly matches, hitting Jimmy Snuka in the head with a coconut. You can see that classic stuff is what I like. And so, like, seeing the quintessential wrestling moments of Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant at WrestleMania and stuff like that. I like going back and watching those. What's funny is I didn't see those live at all. It wasn't until like the WWE Network that I was able to go back and start watching some of that stuff. So I would say WrestleMania 20 in my mind kind of stands as one of the best pay-per-views of all time. But I like going back and watching the classics. Okay. Good Game Goblin tipped me $1. He says, do you sometimes look back when you rage at a game and then you chilled out after and regret things you said, specifically telling developers they should get fired comes to mind? I mean, obviously, in a moment of rage, I will say things that obviously is not something that's representative of my overall thoughts. Like I just explained in detail here on the pre-stream. Yes, in general, there are things that I will say and do that are not representative at all of the truth of the matter when it comes to a game overall. Do I wish that anyone in particular loses their job? No. But if I'm really pissed off in the moment at a game, that there's a piece of a game that's not non-functional, or I feel like I've been scammed or ripped off because this is a game that's supposed to be one thing and it ends up not being that, yeah, I'll get really fucking angry and I'll say something stupid like that. Okay? Admittedly, obviously it's not always representative of what I feel fully. Okay? And I think people know that. I think people get that. They know that I don't wish that people would lose their jobs, and I don't wish that these nasty things would happen to people. But that's what happens when you get caught up in the moment. Okay? Now the other thing is, people like to do things that I did long in the past and act like I just did it yesterday. Okay? And so you like go back and you'll say, oh, what are the things that people said about Hideo Kojima back in the day? Could you believe those things he said? And that's why a lot of people still don't like me, is because of things that I did back in the past, right? And that's ridiculous. And that's not representative at all of the real me. That was just me doing over-the-top stupid shit in the past to try to get, I thought it was all jokes, saying stupid things about Kojima and stuff. No one would take me seriously. And then idiots did. I don't know what else to say. It wasn't being serious, some of the stuff I said back then. But you're talking, literally you're talking 7-8 years ago. You're talking things that so outdated and old. But people start, oh yeah, you see, Phil said this about Kojima. Yeah, what was it, 2002? Excuse me, 2012? But that's supposedly representative of my feelings today. Like, no, if you actually look over the last decade, you'll notice that as a content creator, I have changed dramatically. I have come to a point where I do not, I absolutely do not say and do things like that anymore. I don't do over-the-top insulting stuff because I realize that it's stupid. All right? I do my best to try to have a level head, even though, yes, there are times when I will absolutely rage and lose control. I'm not going to go out there and personally say disgusting things about game developers and stuff. I do my best to try to become more of a, like I said, a little level-headed guy, even if it's a moment of rage or a moment of weakness or whatever. Usually I can get my composure back, right? So, yes, that's the truth of the matter. And I do sometimes regret things that I say or do in regards to, in the heat of the moment. And usually if I realize that, I'll try to go back and apologize if someone calls me out for it or whatever. I'll be honest and be like, yeah, that was really stupid and I shouldn't have done that. And I'll do my best to try to, to fix that if I can. But yes, I agree with you, Good Game Goblin, okay? And you know what, Good Game Goblin, so here he goes. You told the Infinity War guys they're incompetent over the newest Modern Warfare, but they are. If I'm playing the game and I'm directly criticizing something wrong in the game, I have the right to call a game developer incompetent. Now, should I wish that they lose their jobs? No. That's messed up, okay? Admittedly, no. I don't want anyone to be losing their jobs here or anything like that. But the truth of the matter is, I do feel that dev team is incompetent. They're putting out an inferior product. They're claiming it's the best on the market, right? This is the best first-person shooter on the market, and we really put time and effort into making the best product. And then you play it, and you're like, well, why the hell do I shoot a guy a million times and he doesn't die, and then I die instantly? And you watch the kill cam. That's not what happened on the kill cam. The kill cam is different. You see, that's a criticism. That's different than saying, I hope they all lose their jobs and they shouldn't be making games. That's different, okay? But I admit, Sometimes I do lose control. I get very angry at a situation. I'll go over the top, and I'll say stuff that is not representative of really what I mean just because I'm angry. And it's just like any human. Every human does this. But the thing is, I'm on the internet. I'm the one with the public face, right? And therefore, I'm the one that gets called out and criticized for it. Even though everyone else does it, I'm the one who kind of gets ripped a new butthole when I do it, right? So it is what it is. Okay? All right. Fair enough. Alice Telemon cheered, and he says, I didn't see an answer to my cheer yesterday on the Street Fighter YouTube vids. I'm sorry for asking again. In reality, I did answer your question, but because you had asked that during the break, I had answered it before I started recording, and therefore you're right, it didn't hit the YouTube vids. So, excuse me. I will actually answer your question right now, okay? He says, Phil, I didn't see your answer to my cheer yesterday on the Street Fighter YouTube vid. Sorry for asking again. Let me see here. How or from who? Hold on a second. How or from who did you come to know and learn about E Honda's stored Ochio throw with negative edge and the walk forward super by Chun-Li? Back in the day, there were no manuals and no internet. That is absolutely correct. Back in the day, you had to learn everything from in-person interactions with people in arcades or by basically kind of hearing stuff from word of mouth, maybe seeing an internet post here or there. It was a very different era. There was no one out there making tutorial videos on day one to teach you about the ins and outs of every game. There was no one revealing the top tier strategies. There was no one doing any of this, okay? So, all that being said, what you would do is go to an arcade, play people, and if you see, like, oh my god, how the hell did Chun-Li just walk forward and then do a super move? That doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to do an input. At the end of the input, you push the button, and then the move comes out. So how is it that she's walking forward, and then the move comes out after? It doesn't even make sense, right? It defies the laws of what you should be doing in a fighting game. Same thing with E Honda. He has this command throw that every other person in the game who does a command throw has to do the move, press the button, the move comes out. With him, you could do the motion, hold a direction, and the throw is stored, per se. And then you can execute it later on. It's it's tricky stuff. It's definitely high level stuff, tricky stuff. All right, and so that being said, you had to learn it on the fly. You have to see people doing it and either kind of spy what they're doing or ask them outright, "How are you doing that? Can you show me how to do it, or can you explain it?" Some people would be very, very, very secretive with their stuff. Oh, well, you just have to figure that out on your own or whatever. They don't want to share because they don't want you learning their top tier strategy, because then you could probably use it against them, right? But some people would be very nice, would be very open, and would try to basically share information with others. And there you go. So it all depended. It depended on the kind of person and all that. Now, sometimes on the internet, people would try to explain top tier strategies. I found that back in the day, things that were on the internet were not really to be believed half the time. There were things on the internet that were like, oh, Zangief's the best character in Marvel vs. Capcom. And you'd be like, what the fuck? And you'd read it, and be like, this makes sense, but then we try to execute it in a top tier match and you get destroyed. Like, what is this bullshit, right? So, truth of the matter is, it was very, very different than today. You had to do everything in person. You had to learn everything in person. Some people would kind of hide secrets from you. You'd have to try to learn just by watching people how they're doing stuff. A very different attitude than today, where everything is instantly shared on the internet so people can get notoriety for it, right? All right, X Raging Pyro X at 100-bit cheer. That's actually the biggest cheer of the day, so I'm going to put him up on the leaderboard. And he says, you should check out Kenshi off Steam. I have no idea what the hell that means. I guess it's a game named Kenshi. Never heard of it. If you have more info on what it is, what kind of a game it is, I'd be interested. But, yeah, very nice. Thank you for the suggestion, and thank you for the biggest cheer of the day. Good Game Goblin tipped me $1. He says, you have the right to do whatever you want. As an outside observer, it sounds like blaming someone who doesn't deserve it, and I'll leave it at that. Well, that's okay. And you know what? Fair enough. That's your opinion. That's absolutely your opinion. If you want to believe that everything I say on the stream is false, and I never actually take blame for anything, I mean, go ahead. So, the truth of the matter is, if you actually do watch my content as a whole, you would actually see that I do take blame when I feel that it's justly deserved. If I'm playing a fighting game and I completely get fooled, or I screw up an input, I press the wrong button, I'll say that. Problem is that 9 times out of 10, when something goes wrong in a fighting game, it really is because of the netcode affecting me and my gameplay. In a first-person shooter, I'm certainly not an expert. And so you might say, well, Phil just sucks at first-person shooters, and that's okay. If that's what you want to believe. I can't change your opinion on that. And I've certainly never said that I'm some pro-level guy at first-person shooters. All I know is that in general, when I'm playing a game and I'm shooting a guy that's standing directly in front of me, and the game shows me apparently shooting the guy multiple times, but then I instantly die, I watch the kill cam. And it shows that guy shot me 4 times first. When on my screen, it never showed any of those. That's just frustrates the shit out of me. Okay? So, it is what it is. If you really like Modern Warfare, or you really believe Infinity Ward did a great job, and you're peeved at me for criticizing that, that's okay. It's perfectly within your realm to have those feelings. Okay? Fair enough? All right, guys. Let's now get started here with shout-outs, shall we? Shout out to the following cheerers of the week. Thank you to the top cheerers of the week. In 10th place this week, we've got Extra Cheese. In 9th place, Yames Lobster. In 8th place, Big D's. 7th place, Third Eye the Third. 6th place, 2-Bar King. 5th place, Mr. Papavera. 4th place, Snake Eater. 3rd place, Delancius. 2nd place, Black Visage. And in 1st place, Creepy Spaghetti. Thank you very much, everyone, for your cheers this week in particular, because those hype trains, the cheers were very high this week, and I thank you for that. And now, thank you to the following people who gifted subscriptions this week. We've got Big Papa Phil, 4335, Brandy Bottle, Philly Buckeye, El Nice Gaio, and Local Weatherman, who all gifted a single sub. We've got Stimp711, who gifted 2 subs. We've got Frenolith, who gifted 5 subscriptions. Internet Famous McCroy gifted 6 subscriptions. And at the top of the pack for the week, Ripley Atomic gifted a whopping 11 subscriptions this week. So thank you guys so much for all of that support as well. Okay? So thank you. Thank you very much for all that support. Reminder, the best way to help me today is by tipping me. Please tip me if at all you can. I hope you enjoyed today's chill stream. All right, guys, let's take a very brief break. I'm going to run and use the restroom. All right, and then we're going to get started with Pokemon Sword Fun. All right, we're going to have some good times. Thank you, guys, and I'll be right back.